Let's get into it. We have a 3v3 show match between two of the best teams in the upcoming 3v3 tournament. The league, it's going to be Wonders, Sebastian, Lucho, and ACCM against Hera, Hearttt, and Liereyy. Hera, Hearttt, and Liereyy are going to be the favorites for this 3v3 tournament. And the first match is going to be on Frontline. Now, Frontline, the setups are 3 TCs from one team set up directly opposite from the other. And the two flank players, Sebastian and Liereyy, will be battling each other. Perfect players to put in this flank position, IMO. You want Liereyy here, and Liereyy is playing as the Inca. Sebastian is playing as the Jurchens. I would love to see Sebastian go for a fast castle if he can. I've seen very, very good strategies with this flank position, playing fast castle. And just going into siege or grenadiers or something right away. I don't think Lierey's going to be the guy that lames immediately. It feels like he's going to play archers. And you might be able to find some good opportunities if you save your villagers in Feudal Age. And Jurchens can do that. They can hang out under the TC. Their food doesn't rot. The food supply should be there. Other civs for the teams, as we have a brief pause here. Hearttt is playing as the Magyars in the mini pocket, I will say. The small pocket. And then Hera is playing as the Cumans in the ultimate pocket at the back. And the Cuman 2TC boom could be disgusting. I would love to see Hera... Okay, I want to see Liereyy play archers. I want to see Hearttt play scouts. Or no. I want to see Hearttt fast castle. And then I want to see Hera go scouts into second TC boom at the back. But it could be just Hearttt playing scouts and then Hera, 2TC booming, and that's it. On the other side, we have Lucho playing as the Romans, and then ACCM playing as the Way. And let's see if we have a full pause. Yeah, Sebastian just asked for a second. Romans, maybe fast castle, scouts maybe from ACCM. I mean, with Way, you want to get up to the Feudal Age as quick as you can so you can get those eco upgrades. Oh my god, ACCM is being absolutely trolled by these deer. Oh no, dude. Oh no, he can't escape. Let me out. Not happening. One bad thing for Sebastian, terrible thing for Sebastian, is that his berries are forward. Lierey's berries are back. Sebastian would have loved to have these at the backside. Also, his gold is forward, at least one of them. Liereyy sets up a settlement over here, and he might actually end up just taking Heartt's gold. That'd be a nice setup for him. The deer were also forward from Sebastian. You can see Lierey's deer over here. Little bit of a better position for him. There's also foxes on this map. Interesting. Did Sebastian have any fox? Yeah, Sebastian's foxes are over here. How is Lucho in a team game? Lucho played really well.
Amazon Prime for a few months, but I can still use it for Prime subs on Twitch somehow. 11.
Nice. Anyone else in that situation? Would love to see it. Haha, prove it. Haha. Thank you, Miracle Max. Appreciate it. Thanks for the 14 months, bro. All of the players from Vitality are going up to the Feudal Age. Liereyy is going up very quickly. I think Hera and Hearttt are going up no loom. Yep, no loom from them. Wild in a team game situation. We have no loom as well for Lucho as he goes up. And it'll be fast castle from both Sebastian and ACCM. So the minor pocket, the tiny little change pocket, the pocket inside the pocket, is going for feudal pressure. All of Vitality is going for feudal pressure, with the possible exception of Hera, who might just add the second TC. And then there's two other players going fast castle. Interesting. Caldex, thank you for the 9 months, bro. We just had a kid. It's yours, not mine. Thanks. Should be a fascinating game. I love the thought process, though, from Sebastian to go FC here. And 7 on berries, overloading the berries early because he knows Lierey's going to cut that off. Liereyy now going for the archer range. I wonder if they suspect what the play is going to be from Sebastian yet. Full walls from ACCM. He got his gear situation sorted. Shallow pocket and deep pocket. Dude, every time I hear pocket, I think of that Tom Segura sketch with the scared straight thing. Hold my pocket. Hold my pocket. If you know, you know. Okay, Lucho is up. He's going into scouts. Vitality will know what's going on with Sebastian now because he's still in the Dark Age. Sebastian has a really, really nice build here. Should be fine to go FC. Jerchin's super solid. The food doesn't rot under the TC. He can just kill it right away. And he's got plenty of food supply. And he's taken most of the berries as well. The only question for him is going to be wood supply. But I think he should be fine. He's already building the barracks there. It's just about how much damage Liereyy can do early against him. Hera is not going stable first. Hera goes second TC first, probably as he should here if 2 of his allies are going feudal pressure. And Hearttt is playing scouts, Liereyy is playing archers. Lucho's job now is just to protect and buy time for Sebastian to get up to Castle Age. That's it. Liereyy and Hearttt want to stall out the villagers, stall out the eco as much as possible from Sebastian. As ACCM tried to take out that archer, he couldn't quite do it. Tower now going up in defense from Sebastian. Nice setup here for Team Wonders. They have the walls in the tower over here. We've got the house wall going down from Lucho. We've got the scouts to defend. And then full walls from ACCM back here. Unfortunately for Wonders, the wall is not complete yet, though. Lucho might need to drop a tower right now. Might need to make a tower right now. Dangerous position for him. But he does have defender's advantage, right? His scouts will be here on the battlefield much, much faster than Heartt's will. Nice little stack there from Lucho. The archers are behind for Liereyy, though. All Lucho needs is a reset. All he needs are these archers and the scouts to retreat, and I think he's done it. I think Lucho's played really well here. Took a great fight against Hearttt, and look at this. The other 2 scouts from Team Wonders are going to come along, and they win the fight with only 1 player playing feudal units against 2 from Team Vitality. And Castle Age is on the way from Sebastian and ACCM without them taking any villager losses so far in this game. We look at the idle TC, also really not there. Sebastian only 22 seconds. Liereyy has a minute of idle TC time. Unfortunately for Lucho, and this is one thing that really sucks about his map, he doesn't have a wood line over here. So if he gets pushed off this wood line, he's going to have to go to this one, which is kind of sharing with Sebastian. It's not very good at all. Actually, this map spawn is horrific for Wonders. Look at the wood situation for Hearttt in a comparable situation to Lucho. The middle pocket, right? And then look at Lucho's map. There's no wood at all. I mean, just look at the mini-map right now. It might be something they need to take a look at in the generation for the tournament. Seems kind of unfair. Lucho now losing villagers. Pressure will find you damage eventually. Remember, Hera is just 2 TC booming behind this. Castle Age comes in for Sebastian. Hera will be in place shortly. Resources looking good for him. Sebastian walls in the scout from Hearttt. More archers coming in for Liereyy. He's got 14 archers. Sebastian is going grenadiers, and he needs to send them back to deal with this army first. He needs to help out his bro, Lucho. Lucho has only lost 1 villager so far. He's had a lot of idle time, though. Great game from Lucho to not lose more and to keep this army at bay. Speaking of bay, Jean Bay Raiders coming in for ACCM. We'll need to mass up, try and help. The Grenadiers were heading back initially, but now Sebastian is actually sending those forward. What's up, Hyena? Another villager goes down from Lucho. ACCM probably telling him, Sebastian, go forward. I can do enough damage back here with these Sean Bay. I can keep our bro safe. You need to look for some forward. Liereyy, think we'll have a tower just on time. Fantastic play from Liereyy there. Grenadiers can't quite do the damage that they need, and they don't get a villager. They get one. Grenadier mass. Extremely dangerous. It was on a different map. I forget what the map's called. But against the Amigos team, Sebastian actually was the one playing Jurchins and went FC Grenadier. And at some point he had like 30 Grenadiers with Siege Engineers. And he absolutely destroyed every army that was coming in for him. Lucho's now forward with some scouts. Liereyy with a second tower, though. Great job from Liereyy. Collected a little bit of extra stone with the Incas. The towers are cheaper. And he got the second tower up here, which is going to help him defend. Hera now going double stable as he's close to the castle age. 53 villagers for him. So significantly ahead of anyone else. Castle age also on the way for Hearttt. But Liereyy has a lot of eco stalled out here, and Lierey's going to lose both of his archer ranges forward. Nice ram addition there from Sebastian. Rocket cart coming in for Sebastian as well. They will need some counter to the knights from Hera. Grenadiers can do it if you get enough of them. Is Hera open at the back? No, he's got the second TC defending, so Lucho can't find any damage. Really good game from Lucho so far. Someone asked, how is Lucho in team game? I didn't get the time to respond, but in the show match he played against Amigos, I was really impressed. Lucho looked very, very solid. Guys, this TC... I don't know, folks. This Castle Age TC from Liereyy, there's some concerns here. There are some concerns. These knights need to get here quick from Hera. Lierey's at 35 villagers right now. He still has more than Sebastian. Does he have enough wood to repair that? It's going to soak wood pretty quickly. Shunbei is coming back. Another TC for ACCM. He's just kind of trying to boom, right? He's trying to catch up to the villager count from Hera. Hera still has the best eco in the game. Hera's trying to just kind of bait these Grenadiers as much as possible. Might be able to kill some reinforcements, too. That's a pretty scattered waypoint there from Sebastian. He's going to lose a lot of Grenadiers for free, but he's busy over here against the Cav Archers now from Hearttt. So Hearttt has gone Fast Castle Cav Archers. 3 ranges producing. ACCM supporting. Lucho on the way to Castle Age. Liereyy is going to be able to hit Castle Age, but only with 7 archers of his own. Siege Engineers could be a huge tech here for Sebastian, but his eco is still really, really bad. So I don't know if he's going to be able to afford that. Castle Age in for Lucho. 3rd TC coming for Hera. ACCM now at 56 villagers, still 14 behind Hera. Liereyy does not have an archer range, by the way. He lost both of them. Liereyy is now making a monastery, so he's going to go monks to support as much as he can. It's a pretty good setup for Vitality, I think. Obviously, you don't want Liereyy making monks long term. But it will focus him in to only looking at the front side and only paying attention to his micros. So the Siege Monk push for Liereyy could be super solid. Knights going down now. The Grenadiers are getting some good damage along with the Shanbei, but this is a full surround for Team Vitality. Will Wonders be able to escape here with any Grenadier? Liereyy now activating with the archers too. Trying to get as much value for those as he possibly can. Only has fletching on these things. And it's kind of a reset as Lucho now shows up with the Knights. Reset should be good for the team with the better eco though. And right now that team is Vitality. 3 TCs for ACCM, but only 1 town center for Sebastian and Lucho. They were hoping for more damage from this fast castle play for Sebastian. Hera, 11 knights with the +2 armor, producing from 3 stables. Lucho, only 10 knights at the moment, and still only 1 town center. And Sebastian, still only 32 villagers. He's lost 3. But he's had a lot of idle TC time. 7.5 minutes of idle TC time. Good wall there from Lucho. Needed. Much needed quick wall there on the wood line. These knights would have been incredibly annoying if they got in. Which, fortunately for him, they did not. Ooh, Sebastian gets some value against the Cav Archers. Not a ton, though. Ballistics is already in for Hearttt. 80 villagers for ACCM, 93 for Hera. 22 Shanbei, though. Still no ballistics for ACCM either. He's adding another archer range instead of... Well, he has the university. Just hasn't clicked it yet. Still no university for Sebastian either. As Imperial Age comes in for Hera. Uh-oh. Hera's kind of been sitting in the background, right? Just booming. Got the Knights on the field pretty quick. They've had an impact for sure. But primarily focusing on his eco. And his eco is looking really strong. Already has handcart. Already has heavy plow. 99 villagers for him. Let's take a look at the... distribution on the eco. 44 on food, so 44 farms are ready for Hera. As now ACCM going a little bit too deep potentially with the army. All of those Shanbei should die. They should take advantage of this and try and push at the front side, but I don't think they can. ACCM losing his entire military. Did he kill a single unit? I think he got 2 Cav Archers. Disaster. Absolute disaster for ACCM. And now Liereyy has full focus on the monks. And the Cav Archers and the Knights are heading back here. The military count is even, but I think it's higher value military for Vitality. It's actually not. Gold count is the same. Still feels higher value though. Knight, Cav Archers, Monks, Mangonels. Feels much better, right? Still no siege engineers for Sebastian. Siege engineers would really help him here in this fight. It kind of feels like he needs it. 111 villagers now for Hera. Second town center has been placed from Lucho. They're getting the Cavalier upgrade. They saw he got to Imp. They feel like they probably need to push here. It's only 1 rocket cart, though. Can you even push here? I don't think you can. There's no way you win this fight, right? You just can't. And I think they know they can't. They're taking it anyway. Disaster. Full wipe from Vitality onto Wonders. And Wonders is going to have to call the GG as we see 28 military for them. 81 for Hera and co over at Vitality. Good support from Hearttt. Good survivability from Liereyy. Nice little switch into the monks and the siege. I don't mind the strategy at all from Wonders. I think Lucho played a phenomenal game in terms of keeping that early pressure away, but they just didn't do the damage that they needed, right? They just couldn't do it. And I think part of the reason is that Liereyy and Hearttt had a really nice map. We saw the wood disparity early. We can actually go back to this. Look at Heartt's space here. Very easy to wall, almost untouchable. And then look at Lucho's space. Like, it's very, very wide open. Still, not that big of a deal. Just the little things, right? Vitality's going to win this one easy. Well, they should be the favorites here. Especially if you put Hera in the super pocket with Cumans. They feel stronger than the way. Nice job there from them, especially Hera. Look at the eco. It was pretty insane. Liereyy actually had a better eco than Sebastian. Sebastian, a lot of vital TC time. Grenadiers were very, very difficult for him to afford. And we go on to game 2. I mean, that map... Oh, what the fuck? Why did I put it for Wonders? Oh, I have a mix-up. Okay. Vitality 1-0. That map was really, really fun in TC Tango, the sudden death team game tournament. We had some very hilarious situations where it was like 2v1 or 1v1 at the end because the town centers just kept dying. All right, so Cumans win, Incas win, and Magyars win. Decent civs for Vitality. Way loss, Romans loss, Jurchen's loss. So, little bit worse civs for Wonders. Not wanting to commit fully to get the win there. They'll save their civs for other maps. Migration is actually on the way. I feel like Wonders is going to play ACCM in the pocket a lot. Lucho will probably always be on the flank. I think Sebastian's also a good flank. So we should see ACCM in the pocket position with maybe like Byzantines or something. And then we have Lucho on the flank with Malay and Sebastian with Armenians, maybe? I don't know. Maybe Lucho with Armenians, Sebastian with Malay. Mercury, thank you for the 29 months, bro. Welcome back. Another Prime. Migration's a fun team game map. I like it a lot. Does anyone remember the Team Canada Nations Cup migration games? Oh, baby. So good. What would the civs be for Vitality? Maybe like Japanese. Now, you probably want Japanese for the other water map. Maybe Saracens. Koreans. Saracens, Koreans. Malians or something? Portuguese? I don't know. Koreans, Burgundians, Portuguese for Vitality. Armenians, Byzantines, Bengalis for Wonders. Cool. Under another day. The league brackets are out. Yeah, I went over them before. There's 2 qualifiers. Unfortunately, some of the seedings aren't necessarily correct. So like Vitality is seed 8, for example, when they're definitely the favorite coming into this tournament. So that puts them in the same bracket as like Tag, who's seen 3. Is this a play all 3? It's a play all 5. $1,000 show match. Because Team Game Elo was a big part of the seeding? Yeah. I always feel really torn on seeding. I feel like there's never a good way to do seeding for team game events. Hey, Connor, thank you for the 57 months. Because, like, 1v1 rating doesn't fully show someone's capability in team game. Neither does, like, past 1v1 tournament results. So it's just so difficult. I feel like there's not a good way to do it unless you're only seeding, like, the top 8 teams based on a poll of top players. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Like, you have the teams, then you poll the players, you ask them who they think, like, rank 1 to 8, then go from there. But that also requires players responding to messages from tournament organizers, which is, it's like pulling teeth, dude. Dave, you got roasted by Lewis?
I'm probably one of the only good casters in this game at the moment. Like, who do we have who's casting, right? You have T90 who tries to fraud himself as a high level player, when in reality he's like 2k4 hardstock. You have Dave who's like 1600 on controller and he's bald.
True.
You have Mem who just like...
I mean, he got me, dude. He got me. What can I say? He got me. All right, game 2 coming up. What can I say, man? Sometimes you get got. I got. Okay. Here we are, game number 2. Bengalis, Armenians, and Byzantines for Wonders. We have Koreans, Portuguese, and Burgundians for Vitality. So Liereyy is going to play over here as the Koreans. He's quite close to his enemy over here, Lucho. And Lucho will be playing as Bengalis. They should kind of even out. I think I would slightly prefer Koreans in this situation, but not by much. Bengalis is a very, very good water civilization. Let's just see if Lucho can hold the line against Liereyy. On the other side, we have Armenians for Sebastian up against the Portuguese. I would probably favor Armenians here. Portuguese do save gold on their ships. They got a little bit of extra HP, which is cool. But Armenians with the mule cart, the wood upgrade, the extra arrows, and Sebastian, Heartt's going to have a lot of work to do. And then finally we have Burgundians for Hera versus ACCM playing as the Byzantines. Now we'll see if ACCM wants to go for the fast imp approach with Byzantines. That's generally the play, right? You go fast imp into fast fire, and then you try and overwhelm the water. Why does the center island look like a flying squirrel? It looks like a pelt. That's what it looks like. Looks like a pelt of an animal that someone's got out curing. Is Liereyy playing full time now? No. He can work whatever hours he wants though. It's like one of those types of jobs, so he can dedicate a little bit more time to Age. I think this is one of his phases where he's like, oh yeah, I'll try and build my audience. I'll try and stream. We'll see how it works out. He's been through those before. I would hate to see Liereyy get burnt out on Age of Empires. Because I don't think it's something that he can do full time. I think he needs to be like mixing it up, right? For his mental state. But I could be wrong. What are the white dots on water? Whales! 1,000 gold. Makes the map interesting, right? If you run out of gold on your mainland, at least you've got some options. Whales? Yes, the animal, not the country. So, in the show match that Wonders had against Amigos, Amigos tried a very fascinating strat. They had their pocket player go fast imp, full water. Both of the flanks went full water. And then they set up a trade cog line to trade for wood and gold. And they tried to hold water. They gave up the middle control completely. And they just tried to trade for wood and gold, which you can do now with the trade cogs. It didn't work out. And if Wonders was taking inspiration from that and wanted to do something along the same lines, their trade line is also junk. It was much better for Amigos. How much gold in total on those chonky whales? Let's see. Guys, where are the whales? There are the whales. 8,000. So not a ton. Do you speak whale? Occasionally. It's very rusty, though. I know all the swear words. Galleys for everybody. So they open galley. Can we get your best mating call? I speak whale, but only to chat's mom. That's an excellent first-time chatter. Well done. 54539. Is Lucho a top 25 AOE2 player with a rating of 2,870? I've never seen him in a tournament. Yeah, I mean, he's been in tournaments. He doesn't really get to the top 16. He usually gets deep in the qualifiers. He's one of the up-and-coming players.
What was
he's
your
like
favorite breakfast?
19
Fruit
or
Loops
something.
or BP and BJ?
Fruit Loops or BP and BJ? I'll go with the BJ, brother. I don't know what that is. Ploof, thank you for the 37 months. I appreciate it. All right, so fish boom from both pockets. Hera's getting a little bit more aggressive with his, right? He should have fishing lines already. He does. Which should help him quite a bit with this Dark Age fish boom. Feudal Age is now on the way for him. ACCM is clicked up as well. Hera is 2 fishing ships ahead of ACCM. And Lierey's not in a fantastic position over here. He is forward with these 2 galleys. He's kind of stretched a little bit too far out of position, and Liereyy already down a galley. And these galleys are going to heal up for Lucho behind this. So not a fantastic opening here for Liereyy. He might be down 2 galleys, actually. Wow. Nice job from Lucho. I would definitely say Lucho is a top 25 player, though. I'd put Lucho somewhere in the top 20 right now. I mean, he did manage to take a set from me last year as well, which was super impressive from him. Oh, boy. Liereyy has completely come back on water. He stretched forward a little bit too much early. Then Lucho did the same, and Lucho's going to have to retreat. 6 galleys for both. Not as much action going on over here. The fight's about to begin, and they're just going to pick away at each other, Sebastian and Hearttt. 2 players with excellent micro. ACCM is now going up to the castle age pretty soon. Resources looking really solid for him, and he's got 7 on gold, so I think it will be a fast imp approach. I think he'll get to the next stage. He'll make the 2 buildings. He'll go up to Imperial Age. He'll start massing fires, and he'll try and help his opponents. And I don't think that's going to be a surprise to Vitality at all. Hera will be going for something different. Hera is going to be going onto land, making some scouts, controlling this middle area, and trying to collect the relics and boom up there. So they sacrifice a little bit of momentum on water.
News, we go to Germany where an Irish Twitch chatter, 1xAccept, has been stuck inside a McDonald's for 16 hours. Rescue teams are trying to communicate with the man, but German Wi-Fi are making efforts difficult. We keep...
Thank you, Fenris. We are all worried about Exercept trying to communicate with him, but German Wi-Fi is bad. 19 galleys for Sebastian, 18 galleys for Hearttt. We have the extra arrows on the galleys from Sebastian, the extra HP on the galleys from Hearttt, so it kind of cancels out a little bit. Lucho's still trying to push in here against Liereyy, and the numbers are very similar there as well. As a transport ship now comes out from ACCM. Resources are looking phenomenal for ACCM, by the way. He should be able to extremely comfortably click up to Imperial Age. Let's see where Hera is with the scouts, though. Will Hera be able to spot him when he transports over? He knows where to go. He knows who he needs to stop. And he'll see the scout from ACCM. So he'll know that ACCM is already on the middle area. ACCM now coming over at the transport. He says, see you later. Pretty sure that's not worth his time. University Monastery now coming up for him. Hera. Resources looking phenomenal as well. Look at that. Hera has 1,500 food. Oh my god. He's getting the final wood upgrade. He's getting 2-man saw. Hera is greeting it out here. Actually, not that many kills in this game. No eco kills whatsoever. I think total kills is like, what, 14? That is going to turn around, though. As all these players will start to battle. Lucho, 22 galleys against 23 from Liereyy. Lucho is further behind on Castle Age than Liereyy is as well. Imperial Age on the way for ACCM. Harris should be able to click soon if he uses the market. He's adding 3 TCs in the center. And Liereyy is signaling this for some reason. Maybe to get like a castle set up there eventually. Dude, Hera could click if he went for the buildings. He's got the monastery. Hera could go up to Imp right now. We'll see how well ACCM can support. We see Sebastian losing over here against Hearttt. Well, not really losing, just playing more defensive, waiting for ACCM. Castle Age is in. Lierey's about to get the upgrade. Lucho needs to take the fight now. Not a great fight for him to take, though. He's going to lose a lot of his galleys. Does get some value from Liereyy, though. And ACCM will be here to support pretty soon. I think ACCM sent his fires initially over here. He's only got a couple on this side. Lucho will need to start massing the galleys pretty quickly. That was a very aggressive push from Lucho. 5th town center from Hera. Is my man going Flemish Revolution? Like, holy. Still not up to Imp either, despite having 1,400 food in the bank. Heartt's getting pushed back quite a bit now. Heavy warship upgrade should be coming in shortly from ACCM. He still doesn't have a foothold on the center. He's nervous about Hera. Okay, turtle ships being added now from Liereyy. Liereyy sends some villagers over. Hearttt sends some villagers over, so different approaches. It's going to be a water play from Wonders. Shipwright coming in for ACCM. Oh, wow. Wow. I would love to see ACCM transport a villager like here and set up docks there just to get his fires in the action faster. Or maybe here and set up docks right here, right? Just try and get involved a lot quicker. His fires are trying to work away on the turtles. Still supporting Lucho. Still very dangerous Byzantine fast fires. And you can see Hearttt dealing with that right now. Hera is still not up to Imp. Just adding more and more eco. Hasn't made any military on the water yet. And Hearttt is almost being completely surrounded on this side. Dromans will probably also be necessary from ACCM. I would love to see forward docks, though, if he can get them. Liereyy also being surrounded. Lucho goes for the TC in the center now. Military count way ahead for Wonders. It's just how long until Hera can get activated. He still is not up to Imp. He's finally clicked. Heavy eco priority on the land eco from Hera. As Hera now snipes the villagers building the TC from Lucho. Absolutely tragic for Lucho. Droman's being added in from ACCM. As Hera's fishing eco will now be targeted. He'll need to set up some food. Eco in the center. Does have a lot of food in the bank, though, so he should be fine on that front. Hearttt is expanding more and more of his land economy in the center. Losing a villager to a wolf. That's unfortunate. He's almost completely surrounded on this side. Same thing with Liereyy. But not really much of a presence at all from Wonders in the center area. Lucho's finally going for another TC. ACCM doing the same. Sebastian still just focusing Navy. What's the name of this map? Migration. And now Lucho's over here too. They need to surround Hera as much as they can. They need to get Dromans working away. And they need to somehow try and get a foothold. Now they can add trade and trade for wood on the water eventually. It's so difficult from this water position to stop your opponents from redocking. Like if Hera wants to redock with all of these resources that he has, he could probably redock here with like 20 villagers building docks. So you can't stop it, right? As ACCM now goes for a castle. They're all signaling this. Lierey's going to go for a tower here. Spearman coming out from ACCM. Droman's over here for ACCM as well. Random villagers are dying on Hera's Island. They're dying on Heartt's Island. They're probably dying on Lierey's Island as well. Correct play from Lucho to just go after this tower, I think. If he can range these repair villagers, which I believe he can. He's not looking. And now Sebastian finally lands to go for a town center. Hera's planning maybe on slinging. Still only economy for him, basically. Some Castilier. But I think he's planning on getting banking and coinage and just slinging. Tower goes down for Liereyy. Life gets difficult for Liereyy. If there was a Droman here, it'd be so brutal for him. But there's only 4 on the map right now. Score is pretty far ahead for Team Wonders. They're controlling the water. Water gives a ton of score It makes life very, very difficult for Vitality, but if you can't control the middle, you're going to have a bad time. We've seen it many times before. As Hera now sends a ridiculous amount of res to his allies. They'll need to be careful what TC they go up in. Because they're probably on the way to Imperial Age pretty soon. Both the flanks from Wonders are going up as well. Lucho again, not walling in his villagers, building. It's going to try and save these ones. Might be able to get this castle up. It's going to be close. Castle is going up there for Hera, right? He's working away on the palisade walls. Lucho still building that. He should be fine. Droman finally coming over from ACCM. Needs one over here as well. He's got one. It's not in the right position, though. I'm actually surprised the amount of area that Wonders has managed to claim on this middle. It is a big island in the center here. Feels like Vitality shouldn't have allowed them to do this, but Vitality was very busy with all of the Navy killing their ecos at home. So it's kind of understandable. Hera just still trying to live over here. Where's the Droman from ACCM? It's going over to Hera's base. Okay. I mean, once he's an imp, Sebastian can also go for some Dromans, which could be nice. He's still adding in war galleys, which is surprising to me. Yeah, and he unqueues some of those as ACCM now goes for some camels. Ratha out here from Lucho. He'll try and distract his opponents. Hera now adding hand cannons. We got rocket carts behind from Liereyy. Imperial Age on the way for Liereyy and Hearttt, who are both 100 plus villagers. There's not a single person on Wonders that has 100 villagers. It's 134, 109, and 110 for Vitality. Oh, does Hera manage to save that? Great job from Hera. Saving that trebuchet. ACCM now coming in with the camels. He's not going to get these either. It is a mistake to push in there, and he retreats. A lot of their villagers are very exposed on this side. Hera's actually having problems with getting house. And I'm not surprised because he's losing a lot of houses at the back. So that means he can't produce. Which is good for Wonders. I just want to see them, while they have them surrounded, like, clear up all of this economy. Kill all of this stuff while you can, right? Dromans from the Armenians and from the Byzantines. And then chemistry into cannon galleons from Bengalis. Water might not be enough. Yep, it might not. Elite composite bowman on the way for Sebastian. Logistica is the play for ACCM. And Lucho is just trying to get a foothold, man. He's just trying to hold something over here. Hera continues to lose housing, by the way. He's only at 168 pop. Look at this. He's panicking. He's just making more and more houses. But Hearttt is cooking. And Liereyy has all of the rocket carts on this side. Composite bowmen aren't going to do shit here. This is not the unit that you want against this. Maybe against the Castilier, but definitely not against rocket cart, bombard cannon, arbalist. You will need something else to help him out over on the flank here. Sebastian knows that. He's just going to retreat. He's going to try and buy time for ACCM to boom up into cataphracts, which he does have a decent amount of now. 13 elite cataphracts with Logistica. Still a lot of damage being done on the sides as well. On the islands. Liereyy has been allowed to get away with this. Liereyy has so much eco here. And Wonders has allowed that to happen. They're very, very busy in the center, so you can understand it, but we might look back at this and think, like, okay, there's no way that this should have been possible for Liereyy. Oh man, rocket carts. So brutal. They don't really have anything for this army, do they? Losing gold supply now. Vitality ahead on population. Arquebus now in for Heartt. Resources still looking very, very good for Hera. He hasn't slung in a while. And his allies are just fully set up on the center now. That was really nice from Liereyy. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Not something you see from Liereyy that often. He's also coming around with the rocket carts. He's trying to take out these trebuchets, and he will. What's Lucho doing? Lucho's pushing in with Arbalest. Nice. Just don't get shot by a rocket cart. Oh, Lucho. Lucho! Lucho, no! He's the GOAT. He's the GOAT. GG called from Wonders. Damn, dude. Every time I see someone try and attempt to just control water, it always fails in team games for whatever reason. I think it's just, theoretically, water should work, right? But if you fail to do all the little things, like the 100 tiny little things that you need to do with water, like getting Dromans here immediately, getting Dromans here, getting Dromans here, completely cutting off the villagers on wood and everything, and getting Dromans along the shoreline and all that, it doesn't work. There's too much space in the center. ACCM put Rez into trying to expand onto the middle, which he needed to do eventually, but I feel like he just needed more range pressure with that early imp to not allow Vitality to take advantage of all this eco that they still had on the islands, which allowed them to set up more eco here, get out more army, more castles, everything. Regardless, it was a good game. Nice job from Team Vitality. Really solid work. You see Hera with the best eco again. He was full on boomer mode there. Full on boomer mode that game. Did not help his allies at all on water, and that was all part of the plan, right? All part of the plan.
Dave smoked on his balcony and all the smoke blew down from Canada and is now blanketing downtown Chicago. Very rude of him.
Extremely rude, yep. It's also blanketing my area as well, Apex. Very rude. Win for Koreans, win for Portuguese, win for Burgundians. Loss for Bengalis, loss for Armenians, loss for Byzantines. Both these teams are insanely stacked. True. Must be a reggae festival? Yeah. Definitely.
Sheesh.
Yo, Fatriania, thank you for the prime. Lots of primers today. Any more? Any more primes? Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining me. We got 3 more games to go. Should be solid. Remember, it's a $1,000 show match.
should have heard your mom last night. She sounded like my great aunt when I pull a surprise visit. She was like, oh!
Prime D's nuts.
Yo, D-Mess, thank you for the 46, man. Welcome back. Huge. Cape of Storms coming up next. What are we thinking for Cape of Storms? Japanese. Japanese for vitality. Other than that, they probably want Slavs, Berbers, Burmese maybe for Acropolis. Maybe Japanese, Georgians, Malians. And then on the other side, probably like Huns, Malay. No, maybe not Malay. Huns. Ugh. Huns, Gujaras, Mayans? I don't know. What's up, Chippy? How's it going, dude? Ida. Why is my brackets command still on Red Bull? It's cool, I guess. Cape of Storms. Cape of Storms. So, Cape of Storms, you can see it on the little map preview there. We've got water along the edge. The water has hills in it. The hills are supposed to represent waves, I guess. Plenty of deep fish in there, so you want to contest water. The big wood blob in the middle is actually like a bunch of baobab trees that you can walk through. It's kind of a maze. So there are... While you can full wall, you will have to put palisades in the little gaps in the trees. It's quite a lot of effort. You'll have two players close to each other on the outside, then one in like the semi pocket, and then one like deeper into the land. So two 1v1s on the water potentially, a 1v1 on the land, and then the supporting player in the center. Brackets should link to a picture of a bracket. I agree, bro. Brackets should just link to, like, this. Technically correct. Technically correct. Be the change you want to see. Sounds like a lot of work. Sounds like a lot of work, guys. Fatriania, you're a TV watcher? Oh no. Oh no. Just don't watch me around your family. People do that. People do that. It's crazy, man. I see messages like that all the time. Had you on the TV, now my family is looking at me weird. Like, bro. You watching the World Cup, Dave? Yes, I've watched a lot of games. Who am I rooting for? This was like... If I were to pick a final with like meta teams in it, this would be my least favorite final ever. Spain versus Argentina. Like, ugh. I think I'll go with Spain though, just because I want to see someone different. I don't want to see repeat champions. I have a feeling it might be a boring game. I'm hoping it's not. As a neutral, I hope it's just a very entertaining game. But the France versus Spain game was exceedingly boring. So... Do. I'm telling Brian. Brian knows, dude. Brian's a real one. As much as he pretends to not be a real one, Brian is a real one. A real pain in the ass, am I right, chat? Haha. Sorry. Yeah, the game yesterday was very good. The game yesterday was very entertaining for as a neutral. Okay, it's Kitons for Sebastian. I forgot about Kitons. It makes sense with the Hulks, right? Sebastian's going to play Kitons on the flank here. Welcome into Cape of Storms. You see all the waves? Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. You see all the waves here? Pretty sick. And hill bonus does apply on water, by the way. So if you're on top of the wave, you're going to have a better... damage bonus against people at the bottom of the wave. Makes sense. Sebastian will be matching up against Japanese from Liereyy. Then in the mini pocket, we have Hera playing as the Georgians. I guess it is the pocket now. And then we have ACCM playing as the Khmer. And then finally we have Lucho as the Gajaras at the back. And he will be matching up against Hearttt, who is playing as the Malians. More meta civilizations, probably from Vitality, as you would expect. Japanese will get the dock up really quickly because they only spent 50 wood on the lumber camp. And Lierey's got a nice little lumber camp here. Nice little cozy lumber camp. Sebastian just now going out for the dock. Sebastian is playing Kitons because he wants to play into Hulks. And Kitons get double attack upgrades. So in Castle Age, their Hulks are disgusting. Far superior to anyone else's Hulks. With that +4 damage. In Feudal Age, not so much. Were the first two games stomps? Not really, no. I think Wonders had opportunities in both the games. Just couldn't pull it off. Wonders doesn't look super desperate, though. They're just trying out strats, right? I think they were pretty solid games. So like I was saying with this middle wood line, there's a lot of relics in here, but there's just a lot of ways through this. This is a nightmare. An absolute nightmare to try and defend. And try and patch up. Especially once you start over chopping on these baobab trees. Fortunately, each tree has 200 wood on it. The acacias only have 150. Is Lucho a better team game player than Nikov? I think it would depend on the map, right? Also would depend on Nikov's availability and chemistry with the team and stuff. Nikov has a lot of experience. And the last time Lucho and Nikov played, Nikov won. So, you know, still may be the better player. Feudal age time a little bit faster for Sebastian. One less fishing ship for him, one less villager as well, so the eco should be worse. Let's see if Liereyy plays into galleys right away, right? When you're up against the Khitans, you kind of expect them to just open Hulk. And that is super unfortunate for Sebastian. That villager to be found. Apparently he wanted to be found, though. He's going to come out for another dock. Lierey's going to signal this. Should be 2 dock production for Sebastian. It's probably going to be 3 dock production for Liereyy, unless... Okay, it's going out to build one now. So no dock from the inner players. They don't want to walk all the way out there. By the time they get there, if their ally loses the water battle, they won't have fish. So, not a huge investment for them. Very different strategy, though, for the pocket players from both teams. You can see Hera going for eco again. First 2 games, Hera has just been economy, basically. Oh, this is really nice from Liereyy. Even with the dog firing arrows there, he does manage to take out the villager from Sebastian. That's really, really good for him. Double range for Lucho versus double range for Hearttt. In team game, loom before, up, or after? It heavily depends. I think it depends on whether your opponents will be free with their scout, right? If there's deer to push, and you know that they're going for a super tight build, and they need to push the deer, and you know that, then you don't get loom. Because the scouts won't be there, right? Or if you're super far away, or like on your own island or something, you don't get loom. Imagine having to go up against Liereyy on the flank. Imagine having to go up against Sebastian on the flank. It's the same thing, right? Like, it's pretty tough. So it is a galley opening for Liereyy. It's a Hulk opening for Sebastian. Forging is in now for him, so it's 4+2 attack for Sebastian. And Lierey's going to push this back with his galleys. We'll need fires here for Sebastian. His Hulks are going to be better than Lierey's Hulks. But we need fires as the scouts now come over and snipe a villager from Hera. Is that the first eco kill on Hera? It is. Remember, Hera has 16 fishing ships versus the 6 from ACCM as another villager goes down from Hera. So Hera's still ahead on eco after that. And now he's going for the stable as well. Hera potentially losing a villager over here if he's paying attention or not. Let's see. He is, and he's going to attack. He's going to lose another villager. But he'll sacrifice that to get rid of the scout. He knows he's got the fishing advantage. He loses another villager. That's, I think, 5 villagers lost for Hera to scouts. Down to 25 now. He's on the way to the castle age. I still think he's fine because of the fishing ship count for him. And Sebastian is still just hard committing into Hulks. That's crazy against the galleys from Liereyy. And is it working? That's the question. He's just hunting down the galleys. He's completely ignoring the Hulks from Liereyy. And these Hulks with +2 are destroying the galleys so quickly from Liereyy. But Liereyy with good micro here is going to be able to hold the line on top of that wave. And Hera will keep his fish alive. How does Hera have 18 fishing ships? Completely different approaches, right? That's how. ACCM went for the scouts early. He did get damage onto Hera. He got 5 villager kills. But I don't know if it's enough. Villager goes down now from Liereyy. Sebastian, I think, trying to make a beeline for Hera's fish. And Lierey's going to have to pull all these galleys back to help out against that. Dude, freaking Hulks, man. They're a little bit faster than the galleys. Sebastian clearing up the Hulks, trying to go for ACCM's fish. More villagers going down here from Liereyy. ACCM getting a ton of damage with these scouts. He's getting a lot of damage. Liereyy now losing 3 more villagers. Meanwhile, on this side, Hearttt and Lucho both going for archers, just kind of chilling. Maybe ACCM saying, listen, Lucho, there's still a gap here. Try and send your archers in, but that'll open up an opportunity for Hearttt to get over towards ACCM's base. Or Lucho's base, and Lucho needs to come back. He can't do that. Castle Age now in for Hera. And now ACCM has to deal with Lierey's Hulks in the back. Castle Age on the way for Sebastian. Don't think Lierey's that close to going up, is he? No, not really. He's got a lot of galleys. But he has to make sure he catches the Navy from Sebastian. Evil, thank you for the 42 months, bro. Yeah, Lierey's got to be super careful. These Hulks are very fast and very dangerous. Very fast and very dangerous, dude. Hunting him down like a dog. But enough galleys remain. Liereyy can hold the line. Great play from Liereyy so far. Vitality's strategy in all 3 games has been almost exactly the same. Liereyy and Hearttt play meta. And Hera just booms. And then he'll get activated. Hera doesn't go for any early army. And I think Liereyy and Hearttt can enable that really well. But, I mean, Hearttt is taking a ton of damage. Liereyy took a ton of damage early. Hera took a lot of damage from the scouts from ACCM. And now Hearttt has suddenly lost 6 villagers. As we see Castle Age coming in now for Sebastian. The Hulks are weak. I think the correct play for Sebastian is to try and get back here and kill Hera's fish. Hera is all over ACCM with some knights, but ACCM is in Castle Age now. Let's see how many villagers Hera can kill. Scouts still roaming around from ACCM as well. Lucho is on the way to the Castle Age. Hearttt is on the way to the Castle Age. He's lost 6 villagers, though. Lucho hasn't lost any. And the Hulks are here. No iron casting coming in for Sebastian. Sebastian, no, we can't be losing ships like this. He's very busy over here. 2 villagers already dead from Sebastian. Make it 3 and he loses all of his Hulks because he's extremely busy at his base. And he kept those Hulks on stand ground. And Liereyy clears it up for free. Even the best. Even a player like Sebastian can die to things like that. As Liereyy now comes in and clears up the fishing ships from ACCM. Liereyy now finally up to the Castle Age. Sebastian still has these. He can kill some fish from Hera. Hera's lost 7 villagers. Well, 6 villagers and a fishing ship. ACCM still trying to stop this. Cav archers now being added in from Sebastian. No more focus on the water anymore. I don't like the fact that he's pulling these back over here. He needs to put them over here. Another villager dead from Hera, of course. He doesn't even care, dude. Villager after villager. Just lose them all, man. Ooh, Hearttt is over here. ACCM will have to garrison all these villagers inside the houses. Lucho is coming over as well to support. What would Malians pivot to an imp if they don't get Bracer? I mean, You're usually looking at like Cavalier or something, right? You become the Cav player, 12+7 attack. This is nice from Sebastian. This is really nice. I don't think Hera realizes this is happening. And once again, Stand Ground is the enemy of Sebastian. And once again, the Knights are the enemy of Sebastian. Hera is killing so many with these Knights. He is losing all of his fish, though. Flashing dots everywhere for Team Wonders. Lucho has Ballistics. Ballistics is already in for Hearttt. Lucho's in a better situation than Hearttt, though. 46 villagers against 42. Hera only has 7 fishing ships remaining, but he does have 18 knights. And Sebastian is struggling very hard. He doesn't even have Bodkin Arrow, right? And if Hera sees the TC without Bodkin Arrow, I mean, sometimes even a TC with Bodkin Arrow, he just goes in with the knights. He just absolutely doesn't care. He never has. No respect for town centers. So many villagers dying from Sebastian. 28 villagers now for him. He's still killing the fish from Hera. And he's going to kill the fish from Liereyy potentially. But he's just lost so much. And Hera just keeps sneaking in with these knights over and over and over again. Killing more and more villagers. Hearttt now expanding this way too. He's still trying to pressure Lucho. Hulks have finally been cleared up by Vitality. Liereyy going into Cav Archers of his own. Sebastian is cooked. He really is. And I think Hera's eco is good enough now. Yeah, you got the farm set up. So Hera's eco is good enough to keep spamming the knights. And now he's got Liereyy to support him as well. And Lucho is calling the GG. Dang. Again, Vitality's strategy, right? Flanks play meta, Hera booms. And I think Liereyy and Hearttt can enable that, right? They can keep the enemies away. Hera will just keep adding eco, more fish on these water maps or with humans with that second 2TC boom. And then even though he's taking a little bit of damage early, he's able to just spam, and you saw those knights coming forward. They got in. They did so much damage. And Wonders really struggled about that. Also kind of feels like the chemistry from Vitality is a lot better than it is from Wonders at the moment. Like, Hearttt was here so much faster with the crossbows supporting, and Lucho, for whatever reason, just completely missed him. And he was, like, late responding as well. Lucho could have been over here as too with the crossbows to help out against Hera's knights, like, way earlier. Yeah, eco for Vitality, especially Hera. And Liereyy as well. Good job from Liereyy to hold the water. Sebastian was doing work with those Hulks. Like, he had no respect for the galleys, but it was against Liereyy, and Liereyy played the hills correctly. He did really well on that front. Maybe that's like an adjustment that Wonders needs to make on this map, right? Show matches will show you a lot. And Hera just fish booming here, tanking the damage from a fast feudal player is maybe the way you want to go. Also kind of feels like, though, if Hera does this, a counterplay to that might be Sebastian and ACCM going land early. And just wiping this side. I don't know. Very risky play, but if you're afraid you can't stop the full fish boom, maybe that's what you need to do. Maybe both. Maybe your pocket needs to play water as well. I don't know. Win for the Japanese, win for the Georgians, win for the Malians. And that'll be a loss for the Khmer, a loss for the Gitans, and a loss for the Gajars. Sebastian should have abandoned water and go land. He did though. He made the full transition into Cav Archers. He was just dead to the Knights from Hera, right? I don't think you can, like, Amigos tried to full abandon water against Wonders, so that's what they were kind of afraid of. Amigos got absolutely destroyed because they just abandoned water completely. I don't know. All right, Team Acropolis is next. I don't think this is a map where Hera can just full boom. Because there is no, like, safe pocket position here. Might have to play a little bit more meta. Well, that is the Vitality meta, but, like, a little bit more army production. Do I need to run an ad? No, I'm good. Feels like Wonders has the ability to beat them. They just need a little bit more synergy and some better strats. And this is a good learning moment for them, right? This might be like the first proper practice that they've had. They had the set against Amigos, fair, but Amigos is not the same level team as them. Did Dave remove Ayaya Comfy again? I have no idea what you're talking about, Hoya. I have no idea what you're talking about. All right, Wonders, get us a win, dude. Get us a win. Brother, can we get that old bet paid out? What is it for? No. I'll start a new one since no one's here. All right, get your bets in. 50 on Vitality. Is that all you got? 50? Damn, dude. 50. Omega lol. 9-0, what the fuck? 9-0. Where do you get 9-0? It's 3-0. 9-0 in a playoff 5 is crazy, dude. Or are you looking at the civs? It's because it's a 3v3, bro. It's not a 1v1. All right. Wonders.
And now,
Need something
here
to
are the
happen.
nominees for next moderator in Dave's channel.
Yep.
Brian.
Yeah.
Jay Nosh.
Nope.
Rudy. Hoyo Hoyo.
Definitely not.
Vanilla Donut.
Nah.
And the winner is nobody. Nobody deserves to be mod.
True.
Back to you, Dave.
Thank you, Fenris News. Thank you for the update. Okay, so we have Sebastian, Lucho, ACCM playing Vietnamese Huns Hindustanis. On the other side, we have Bohemian Slavs and Berbers for Liereyy, Hera, and Hearttt. You know what? I take it back. Hera might just boom again. I take it back. He's got a spot over here he can sit. He has fast monks to grab the relics. I feel like he might boom. Let's see. Still time to gamba, guys. You've seen the civs. You've seen the layouts. Still time to make your bets. Which of these teams is going to come out on... Get out of the way, woman. She did, and it goes back. Lucho's getting trolled. He'll go for another deer. Cold Shore, thank you for the 30 months, bro.
Dave out chat, 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 Dave out chat.
That's a banger, dude. Thank you for the 30 months. All right, so who do we like better? Vietnamese, Huns, or Hindustanis, or Bohemian Slavs, Berbers? For the mobility, I like Wonders better. For the super late game situation, if they get there, I think I like Vitality. Why Bohemians? Because Liereyy can play archers, right? With Bohemians, very good archer civilization, and then eventually you get into the late game with Hoofnitsa and everything. Should be solid. We haven't had a good beach mouse in a while. That is true. We have not had a beach mouse in a very long time. Feudal Age on the way for Sebastian and for ACCM. Hera is actually up to the Feudal Age. Will we see Hera actually make military here in the Feudal Age? Will we see it? He's going for a barracks. Unbelievable, unprecedented moments. Nice job from him. So I think Hera's going to be the one that plays scouts. Heartt's just walling up here with the Berbers. He's going to play fast castle, likely into camel archers. And then Liereyy is also playing fast castle. Okay. Hera. Losing a villager. Not ideal. Should have just boomed. Still doesn't have loom. And we've got no loom over here as well for Hearttt. Hera traps in this. Never mind. Hera doesn't trap in the scouts. Loom finally comes in for Hearttt. That's 3 villagers down from Vitality, though. And the stable's still not up from Hera. It's double range archers on Acropolis for Sebastian? That's going to take 17,000 business days to get across the map. Dang. All right. They take out Hera's starting scout. Varion!
The hell is vitality?
Thank you for the 82 months. What do you mean what the hell is vitality? Did I spell it wrong? I didn't. Did I? You're not the first person to ask that. Team Vitamin versus Team World Record. True. Vit. Imagine being in a team called Vit. Castle Age on the way for Lucho. He'll play into Cav Archers. Sebastian gonna get here with the Archers. But like I said, it takes a very, very, very long time for him to come over here. One good thing about having Hindustanis on your team, one of the reasons that you pick it on a map like this. I'm old, you can't expect me to keep up with team name changes every month. Brother, you were literally at Red Bull when fucking Liereyy and Hera had the Vitality team name. You were literally there. I saw you. I was busy. Okay. When is GL coming back? Yeah, about that. Anyway, as I was saying, Hindustanis are great for the extra damage their cavalry does against buildings. And that will put a lot of pressure on Hearttt here, as Hearttt is on the way to the Castle Age. Liereyy also on the way to the Castle Age. Hera, full farms, going for some scouts, trying to delay this push. The Archers are making life difficult for him and for Hearttt as well in this situation. And Heartt's forced to go for a tower. That's really solid, right? That delays his castle significantly. This is already fantastic damage here from Sebastian. As Hera is trying to take out the Archers on this side. They have a little bit of extra HP with Vietnamese, and that's helping him a lot. And Hera can't even kill an Archer. Wow. Guys, I think we figured out how to get an advantage against Vitality. You force them to make Hera make army in Feudal Age. I don't know how you do it, but you get Hera to make army in Feudal Age and not boom, and you're good. We'll see if they manage to pull this game off. Wheelbarrow on the way for Sebastian. Should have a phenomenal eco. This is very concerning for Hera. Extremely concerning. There's really no units to stop these archers. Just walls and towers. The scouts can't do it. And Cav Archers are being made behind this from Lucho. And that's a beautiful spot for Sebastian to sit here. And Hera seems cooked, man. Oh, boy. So many villagers will be lost here. He's already lost 2. He's going to lose a 3rd. He loses a 4th. The scouts are still doing damage for ACCM, and the Archers are just impossible to stop. Hearttt is in Castle Age. He's going to get a castle. Hera down to 28 villagers, but the Cav Archers are already coming forward from Lucho. Does Lucho find this TC? If he sees this TC right now, feels like he might be able to deny that. Liereyy is adding extras. He'll lose the monk. Hera still just trying to wall off the Archers. He loses another villager. Absolute pain here for Hera. Important for Sebastian not to get too greedy for villager kills. Right? Just the act of having these Archers back here is huge. Cav Archer's roaming around from Lucho. Castle Age is on the way for ACCM. Hera about to click up to Castle Age as well. Sebastian still looking for more villagers. He doesn't follow these for some reason. Ah, it's because Lucho is here. The game gets more and more painful for Hera. Poor Hera, dude. Oh my god. He's just trying to support the team. He's just trying to make a few scouts and play a feudal game. And he's lost so many villagers. 15 villagers already lost for Hera. More Cav Archers coming in. I was very confused there. I was like, what? Bohemians don't get Cav Archer? Well, they do if you convert them. That's what Lierey's done. He's going to get a couple more. Now Liereyy has a Cav Archer army of his own. Dangerous. Castle Age on the way for Sebastian. Camel Archers will be great against the Cav Archers, but it's going to be tough for Hearttt to mass those up, right? His eco isn't phenomenal. We saw him take that damage earlier. And Sebastian still has 26 archers. Wow. Okay. That's very good. He's got the resources. I think University right away for Ballistics could be great, especially considering the fact Hearttt is playing into Camel Archers. Lierey's eco is the best in the game. And I think that's who they're relying on right now. You're not going anywhere, brother. Don't matter. Man's hitting the treadmill back there. Alright, kid. Okay, this is the part where Hera booms. So they need to try and shut this down as much as they possibly can. ACCM now stretching out for another TC. Sebastian stretching out for another TC. University is coming in. He still doesn't... Oh, he does have crossbow and Bodkin. Okay, never mind. I just missed those coming in. But he should be getting ballistics shortly. How is Lucho doing with these Cav Archers? Lierey's just kind of defending, has the castle up, can go into Hussite wagons. Camel's now on the field from ACCM as their melee unit to support. And they're still just hitting the back of Vitality's base. It's probably a decent trade for Sebastian. 5 crossbows for 3 Camel Archers. It's probably good. There's more crossbows coming in. Ballistics is 40 seconds away. That'll make them significantly stronger than the Camel Archer. Against the Camel Archers. No tech tree overlay in team games? Yeah, Chippy said he tried, but it couldn't make it work. It's just too small, you know? Uh-oh. Heartt's busy on the other side, folks. Hearttt is busy on the other side with the Camel Archers. He does notice in time, so well done, Hearttt. But Ballistics is in for Sebastian. And Sebastian should be able to micro around these 2 Mangonels fairly easily. Simple stuff for him. Camels coming in from ACCM help a lot as well. Sebastian doesn't lose a crossbow to the Mangonels. Hearttt losing more villagers. And I don't really know if Lierey's the type of guy that you want playing Hussite wagons in this situation. He's the guy you want with a big crossbow army or something. I don't know if he's the dude they want as their boomer, right? As their hope to come back here. They're still not that far behind on economy. But I think res collected is probably pretty bad. Will it fix the overlay if we at Chippy? You never know until you try. 86 villagers for Liereyy. So it's a good eco. I like the siege push attempt from ACCM. I think that's really solid. I would love a castle drop here to disrupt this, but they don't have any stone. As Sebastian continues killing villagers, this time from Hera. I mean, Hera's lost so many, so that's 19 villagers. There's been really no pressure. I don't know if Vitality has crossed the map at all. Yeah, like, look at the exploration. This is the first time that we're going to get a little bit of a push here from any units from Vitality, and it's a good push. He's finding the reinforcements, the crossbows coming forward from Sebastian. At least get some value there. Hera has nothing else to pay attention to but ejecting the villagers. Imperial Age now on the way for Liereyy. He gets a castle up defensively. And Liereyy is going to be their carry guy. So let's see if Liereyy can do it. Let's see if Lierey's got it in him. Take a look at the resources from Wonders. Lucho is probably going to be the first person from them up to Imp. Eco upgrades are phenomenal. Eco is looking pretty good for him. Unfortunately, he is running into that castle with some cav archers, but Liereyy, distracted by the camels over here, does not initially see the cav archers coming in and will lose a bunch of villagers on the wood line. And now he's losing some Hussite wagons to the camels as well. Like, he's playing full Hussite wagon. Not ideal. It's very, very slow. More villagers being killed by Lucho. Lucho's about to click up. Sebastian pushing forward again. Looking for the eco from Hera, who's just trying to get back into the game. Doesn't see this TC right away. Now he'll see it. Sebastian. Coming in over here. Two groups of crossbows. Be trying to micro both. Hera shoots over him. And runs away from the TC. Good job from Hera to save as many villagers as he can. Elite Hussite wagon coming in for Liereyy. This is not the game that they drew up. I can guarantee you that. All right, listen, Hera. You're going to lose like 25 plus vills. At 30 minutes, you're going to have a couple mangonels on the field. Lierey's going to have elite Hussite wagon. And he's going to be our carry. If you told them that before the game, they'd think you were high on meth. Hussite wagons are good, though. Very good. As Hearttt now loses some more villagers at the back. Constant pain at the back of the base for Vitality. Sebastian trying to micro against this. Hera trying to get that TC up. Feels like the TC is going to get denied again. Hera does find some good shots. Imperial Age is on the way, though, for Sebastian. And he'll retreat. He found some value. He's gone now. Resources still looking good for him. 57 villagers still for Hera. And only 56 for Hearttt, too. It's all about Liereyy. Kind of feels like Tarkin is the play for Lucho, right? I don't think cav archers are really what you need here. I'm not certain that camels are what you need either from ACCM. It's a difficult situation for him. He does see the villagers coming forward from Liereyy, though, and Liereyy is distracted over here. So a lot of villagers spread out over here as ACCM tries to take them down. This is a brutal army to try and clear up. These Hussite wagons are so strong. Now Sebastian coming over to help too. They need a solution to the Hussite wagon, man. Great play from Liereyy so far. Elite Hussite wagon. Not what you would expect. Wow, look at the exploration for ACCM. Freaking outpost CCM. I'm concerned that Lucho is going to stay on ranged units. He's going to stay on CA. It looks like that's his plan right now. I don't think it's a good one. Okay, he's finally making the switch into cavalry. That probably should have happened 2 minutes ago. 3 minutes ago. Hell, 5 minutes ago. It was very late. Alright, Hussite wagons will finally be cleared up. Camel archers will be cleared up. And Sebastian has Arbalest. Hera. That's not good at all. Hera's castle is going to be denied, and it's another instance of Hera just trying to save as many villagers as he can. Try to get his eco to the point where he can actually support the team. 29 Hussite wagons still for Liereyy. Can ACCM avoid Imp Camel? Kind of seems like he can. It's funny, Hearttt has the worst eco in the game now. He's been going double castle camel archer production, but I haven't really seen the camel archers do that much. Brother, Lucho, like... I feel like continuing to get CA techs and not making the switch into cavalry earlier, if Wonders loses this game, we're going to be looking back on that. For sure. These cav archers can't do anything against the Hussite wagons. They just need to get into the back of Lierey's eco, if he can. $160 villagers for Lucho, so the economy is fabulous for him. Imperial Camel now in for ACCM. And we'll see how the Imp Camels do against these Hussite wagons. I'd love to see Tarkans. 6 more villagers in the queue. So Lucho and Nikov have some things in common. Huge overboom from Lucho. This is good damage, though. This is really, really nice. This is exactly what he needed to do with his CA. They weren't doing any good at the front side. Need to try and get him to the back. ACCM sending the Imp Camels in. They're really not doing anything against these Hussite wagons. He needs to look for value elsewhere. Hera now almost an Imperial Age 2, so he's back into the game, going into Boyars. They shouldn't be that good against Imp Camels. Cav Archers can sit here and get a ton of damage. Sebastian still pushing over here, too. And finally, Marauders is on the way for Lucho. Finally. Imp Camels are over on this side. Hearttt will have problems dealing with that. Hearttt is dealing with the Cav Archers at the back. Lucho microing his Cav Archers here. Elite Tarkin is coming in for him. ACCM still with 28 Imp Camels. Killing. Hera. Losing another castle. Hera's just trying to hold the line. Again, this whole game has just been damage control for Hera. Liereyy has done a phenomenal job this game. He was their boom guy. He's taken it to heart. And he's figured out that Elite Hussite Wagon is almost impossible to kill. It kind of feels like at this point. Let's see how the Tarkans do against it before the Halberdiers get here, right? Feels like the Tarkans should do fine. How many Elite Hussite Wagons? 32. 21 Tarkans. GG called from Vitality. Before we see it? No, dude. No, not like this. Come on. Well played from Wonders. I think it is definitely GG. Liereyy just wants to play with these things. He wants to see what this fight is like. And it's pretty freaking good, man. Guys, I think this is dangerous. I think Liereyy just discovered... I've never seen Liereyy play Hussite Wagon before. I feel like he just discovered how disgustingly good the elite version of it is. And I think that's not good for any of his opponents. Fantastic play from Liereyy that game to try and drag them back. Good job with the scouts early from Wonders to get in through the wall and disrupt the stable from Hera. I mean, they killed like 2 villagers right away. They delayed that, and then they killed a bunch more with the scouts following up and the archers. Really, really good pressure. Hera and Hearttt got hit super hard. And then Lucho was completely free to boom behind and go into Cav Archers, and then he hit Liereyy. It was nice aggressive play from Wonders, and that's what you want to see. Yeah, Hera and Heartt's eco just got hit so hard early. And that's the problem there. Improved balance fix. Hussite wagons become a siege unit available for all civs instead of gatekeeping it to only one civ. Make the game more balanced and fun. Thoughts? Thoughts? Do you have any of those, Lars? Thank you for your suggestion. Loss for the Slavs, loss for the Berbers, loss for the Bohemians, win for the Vietnamese, for the Hindustanis, and for the Huns. Mongol Hussite wagon, yes. Also, Teuton's Hussite wagon. Ironclad Hussite wagon. You can't kill it with range, and you can't kill it with melee, dude. Celt Hussite wagon. That'd be disgusting, too. Turk's Hussite wagon would also have a ton of HP, would it not? What would be the most dastardly Hussite wagon? Arabia is the final map. You can have Portuguese, they don't miss. I don't think missing is a big problem with them. Especially since we're talking about a full late game composition. Fortress, not Arabia? Oh, yeah, it is Fortress. Never mind. It is Fortress. They just have Arabia in the game room for some reason. Unless they agreed to change it? Maybe they don't want to play Fortress? I mean, maybe. Edgar, thank you for the 26 months, bro.
When I pull a surprise visit, she was like, oh!
Why does Spec Dashboard say 4-0 for Vitality? It's not. It's 3-1, baby. I want Fortress. I kind of did too. Why do you think Post Malone is called the male Britney Spears? And do you think he has the greatest voice of his generation? Once again, Lars, I don't know how to approach that question. You're making a lot of assumptions. I do like Post Malone. I don't know. Being called the Britney Spears of your generation is good. I have no idea. Is Canada always cold? No. I wonder what's going on. I wouldn't put it past Vitality holding this up and saying, guys, we should play Arabia. Let's play Arabia. And then the sponsor being like, no, we paid for Fortress. And they're like, no, let's play Arabia. Someone tell me what's going on right now.
So it's going to be November 26th it starts. Check that out in the chat.
All right, so they are playing Arabia? So they agreed to it? All right, cool. False advertising, guys. We thought we'd get Fortress. We're going to get Arabia. Still cool, though. The unfortunate part is that they drafted for Fortress, did they not? I mean, Mayans, Malay, and Franks aren't really Fortress civs, so maybe they didn't. Maybe they drafted no... Well, I guess they also had Poles, Turks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is with the maps, but regardless, we're here. Sebastian is going to be in the pocket with Mayans. No, he's on the flank. I got... okay. I was super confused there. Sebastian is on the flank with Mayans. We have Lucho playing on the other flank with Malay, and then we have ACCM in the pocket position with the Franks. Then on this side, we have Hearttt playing as the Tatars. He will match up against Lucho. We will have Liereyy playing as the Ethiopians, matching up against Sebastian, and then Hera playing as the Burmese in the pocket position. This Arabia is very interesting. Feels like there's a lot of wood lines up against the edge of the map and a lot in the corners. We've got like a weird hilly chunk in the center here too. Seems to be a lot of hills. Any hilly chunks in chat? There's hilly chunks all over the place, dude. What you're not looking for hilly chunks though, Hoyo. What you're looking for is chilly hunks. I know. Cause I know you. Hey. Did the gamma get paid out, by the way? I don't know if it did. Probably not. We'll get a gamma going for this one, too. Two minutes. That was good odds. 17% on Wonders. It was really, really nice. Wonders ACCM fans making bank, dude. Is it just me or does this Arabia look weird? Like the mini-map. It doesn't really feel like Arabia, does it? I guess it like technically is. It's just something about it is very, very strange. Either way, Lucho's going to start walling here. And Lucho is going to delay his Feudal Age click because he's Malay. This means he should have a better economy than Hearttt. It's just very tricky to get the timings right. Unfortunately for him, his berries are forward, but it's the same thing with Hearttt. Right? Actually, I love the maps over here. Heartts is a little bit more unfortunate because his gold is also forward. I love when the res is forward. Team Game Arabia on the flanks. Sebastian will try and secure his gold. His berries are back. Lierey's base is very, very nice. Gold is not in a great spot, but the berries are nice, and it's not a super forward gold either. You won 60,000 on that bet? Hell yeah, dude. Believe in the underdog. So they'll all be up around the same time. Should be scouts in the pocket and then archers from both flanks. I love that. Dun, 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 dun. All 6 of them. Bam! In the feudal age. Double range now for Lucho. Delayed range for Hearttt. So Lucho will have a little bit of an advantage, and they're so close to each other. Like, so freaking close, guys. Holy. This will be some instant pressure. Let's take a look at the scouting from Lucho. I mean, he can see where the gold is. He knows where to hit. I'm actually curious where ACCM goes first, because we have scouting on both players. Sebastian is still close to Liereyy, but nowhere near as close as Lucho is to Hearttt. Feels like ACCM should probably come over here first, right? Lucho, no double bit axe. Everyone else has it. We will keep an eye on that. Interesting developments here. I mean, he might deliberately not be getting it so he can get fletching early. Who knows? I think he's probably just forgotten it, though. See how Hearttt does here against Lucho. ACCM sending a scout over here. Think that's a starting scout. Damaging the archers a little bit. Lucho snipes one. Couple archers ahead of Hearttt. How's it going on the other side? Sebastian matching up now against Hera and Liereyy. So Sebastian's forced into a tower. He should be able to push this away, though. So ACCM comes over here first. Hera comes over here first. Different priorities for the teams. And Hearttt seems to be struggling a little bit. ACCM getting another archer. Hearttt getting pushed off the berries. Lucho still doesn't have double bit axe. Still no fletching for Lucho either, but he does snipe a villager from Hearttt. As Hearttt gets fletching right now. Looks like Lucho's eco is a little bit behind. Or his build, rather, is a little bit behind for the techs. Is ahead for the numbers, though. 9 archers versus 4. And ACCM, think he can now comfortably leave Lucho's side. Unfortunately, he's let the scouts in from Hera, so he will lose a villager. But ACCM should come home with his scouts, because they did enough damage against Hearttt that Lucho should be matching up quite well over here. Now ACCM can come back, he can deal with this, and then he can go over and maybe help Sebastian a little bit later. It's all about that balance in 3v3s as a pocket player, right? So difficult. 4v4s, you only have really responsibility for one side. Pocket player in 3v3s, it's really, really tough to manage the demands of your teammates. You got to know when to defend yourself as well. Fletching finally on the way for Lucho. Still no double bit axe. That is going to hurt a lot. Here's hoping for Lucho's sake that he just like randomly clicks the lumber camp and notices. Gate? Gate? No. Hera dodges his way out of there. Archer's now coming over from Liereyy. But Sebastian is going to get forward on Lierey's base with some archers too. So Lierey's going to try and support Hera against ACCM. Probably won't work. Lucho now signaling this. Archers from Hearttt trying to do damage to him. ACCM still just chasing the scouts from Liereyy. And here come the archers from Liereyy and some scouts from Hera. Will this tower be up on time for ACCM? I think it will. Nope, there's a hole. There's a hole. Disaster for ACCM. There is a hole right there. I think Hera might have just run through that hole as well. So he was warned that it was there. And it's a second villager dead from ACCM. Brutal. And now Sebastian needs to come back to try and help. That is absolutely tragic. Castle Age now on the way for Hera. ACCM going to be really delayed to Castle Age. Can Hera help against this army from Lucho as well? All three of them kind of meeting up back here. Excellent teamwork from Vitality. As Lucho has to go back to deal with Hearttt. Sebastian now on the way to Castle Age. So we do have the cavalry player from Vitality going up, which is really, really solid. But also the first archer player going up to the Castle Age is from Wonders. I think I'd rather have the pocket player in Castle Age with knights than a crossbow guy, but at least it's something for Wonders, right? Some sort of advantage. Lierey's now heavily using the market, trying to go up himself. And he clicks. When will Lucho be able to click is the question. Has not been a great game from ACCM so far. I'm not gonna lie. Kind of let the scouts in early. Then he was just blindly chasing the scouts around. Some of the fights have not been super convincing, but he is up to the Castle Age. Unfortunately, though, Sebastian getting pressured by Liereyy, and Liereyy has no fear. Comes in and clears up that army. Liereyy now with 18 archers. It's 10 archers only for Sebastian. And now Lucho has to try and deal with this as well. And Hera's over here. Excellent teamwork. Especially after that bad start for Hearttt. Excellent teamwork here from Team Vitality. Lucho's going to try and defend here. It feels like he needs to, because he was sending his archers forward to try and hit Hearttt again. But the archers have to come back. He's losing too many villagers. Liereyy now pressuring in over here. Sebastian's going to have crossbows, but a lot of his archers are out of position. And now Hera is killing more villagers too. And he's adding in more TCs. And he's adding in more knights. Where's the forward pressure? Is there any forward pressure? ACCM has one scout. ACCM has one scout, folks. Absolutely brutal. Still hasn't fixed that hole in this wall. He has. You can see the little flag. You see? I don't know if he's fixed the other ones. Hera immediately sends the knights over to Lucho. And Lucho is up to the Castle Age. He's got 17 archers, but Hera's just going to be running around, picking off weak vills. Lucho will lose a ton. Lierey's also over here with some of his crossbows. The main force, though, is pushing forward here. And he might be able to clear the reinforcements again from Sebastian. Remember, Ethiopian crossbows. They're firing faster. So many villagers dead from Lucho. Lucho's cooked. He's completely cooked. He's dead. He's gonna have like 20 bills by the time this is over. Yikes. Skill diff on Arabia is insane. I feel like ACCM did not have a good game here. Lucho had an excellent start. They were supporting really well. But Hera just runs around with the scouts toying with ACCM, and then once he gets pressured off here, he can't support anyone. Also, like, Sebastian as well. Losing track of Lierey's archers. Not good, right? Not good at all. Villager count is big difference now. 114 to 153. Nice micro from Sebastian. Nice micro from Liereyy. Both players having ballistics. 13 crossbows for both. 45 versus 46 villagers. So it's basically a wash over here. This one is an even matchup. I would have loved to see this play out as just a straight 1v1 with crossbows between Sebastian and Liereyy. That would be insane. Unfortunately, there's other teammates for Wonders that need to be considered, right? ACCM is trying to fight both Hera and Hearttt on this side. He's got himself a great engagement against Hearttt. But Hera's now coming over. Lucho's trying to help. ACCM only has a couple knights left by the time Lucho actually gets here. And Sebastian and Liereyy continue to dance. I think that's the GG call. Yeah. You can tell when Sebastian just stops moving with the micro there, it was going to be GG. Nice job from Vitality, winning 4-1 on this Play All 5 hosted by Wonders. $1,000 show match for the league. Vitality, seed 8, by the way, in the tournament. We know that's false. They're probably the favorite coming in. Wonders is one of the teams that can compete
Dave,
against them.
hello.
Both the Onimaru teams as well. We have LY that's looking dangerous too. Tag is dangerous. But Vitality showing that they're just... The gameplay, the level is just so high for them. And the chemistry as well. They played together for so long. The fact that all three of them met up at one point over here with their armies, even if it wasn't for an extended period of time, that just shows that they're always interested in attacking. They're always communicating, showing up the right spots, right? Whereas Wonders, it felt like there was just a lack of communication a little bit, lack of synergy. Maybe they can acquire that over the qualifying stages, get better as a team. Sestapol, thank you for the 58 months, bro. It was fun, though. I do feel like ACCM didn't play particularly well today. Or, like, at his peak anyway. So I wonder if it was just, like, a bad day for him. Or maybe he was just put into uncomfortable circumstances on most of the game.